Hello on this Monday, extreme heat. Yeah, that's been kind of the rule here for the last month. It's just taken its turns. It was here for early June, Mexico, Colorado, Wyoming. Now it's Pacific Northwest. These are high temperatures Sunday, topping out in record territory in the Portland, Oregon area especially, but even Seattle hitting 100. Very rare for them to get that hot. But Portland smashed their all-time hottest temperature record of 107, not once, but twice. They beat it yesterday at 112, the day before 108, and now today probably back up to around 112. And Canada also breaking an all-time heat record for the country. And again, just like our heat wave was unusually early, earliest ever, these temperature records are coming about a month earlier than they normally would, those all-time records. And we're going to talk a little statistics here. This heat wave is, in a really dorky term here, a 4 sigma heat wave. Sigma, if you know statistics, is just a form of measuring standard deviation, so how far away from normal. So normal is when everything piles up in the middle here, statistically speaking. But when we're talking about 4 sigma, that's 4 standard deviations, that's off the charts. That means that this is a 0.01% chance or kind of scenario, but with a changing climate, we're adding more heat to the system. The Northern Hemisphere is just very warm this year, and those extreme temperature events, whether it's cold like in Texas or the extreme heat, those are both very strong indicators of a changing climate. And of course, the big question is, where's that heat headed? It does look like we're going to see that heat head our direction, but the way this works, so we're expecting above normal temperatures here for the first half of July. Still cool and wet in the south though. But the way this works, that heat spreads out. Think of it as like a tire pump. When you compact it, you compress it, it heats up. When you let it spread out, it cools off. So as it spreads out, it won't be hundreds, but we are talking about widespread 90s probably, and 80s further north into Canada, where it's, of course, definitely cooler. But these are high temperatures forecast for 4th of July, probably back up around 90 or into the low 90s. So get ready for heat, and I think we're going to be dealing with more than one of those probably next week. We're also watching the tropics. Of course, hurricane season started June 1st. It hasn't been crazy just yet, but we have had some systems. We're already into the D's on the list, or will be soon. We've got one system they're watching. Hurricane Center gives a pretty good chance of becoming a named storm here, but also potential tropical storm. It's become a tropical depression, but if it becomes a tropical storm, it will be Danny that will be affecting the South Carolina coast and then making its way inland towards Georgia and parts of the south. So the bigger concern there will be rain, but flooding rains. They've had quite a bit of moisture here in the south, and that's kept temperatures cooler from Texas all the way through the southeast, while the rest of us to the north and west have been hot and dry largely. But even as close as Missouri, seeing a lot of rain, and there was some extreme rain Saturday and a couple of very isolated pockets. So this is the rainfall amounts Saturday, metro-wide, generally way under a quarter inch for most spots, but a couple of isolated pockets saw 4 or 5 inches plus around the Waseca, Waterville areas, and then just south of Northfield. So those 2 spots are out of the drought, we can say. And those show up here as 2 little green spots. This is the 30-day rainfall deficit. Most of us, of course, way behind still. In fact, that red, that 3 inches or more that we need to make up the deficit has expanded and does include places like the metro. So we need a lot of rain, but we do have some instability. That has been a change. We've actually had some unsettled weather. So this trough shape here in the upper level flow, it's essentially cool air aloft, and you need that to get storms to form, because as air rises, it has to continue to be warmer than the surrounding air for that cloud to continue to grow. And we just haven't had that. When you're in that heat bubble, it's warmer actually relatively as you go aloft, so air can't rise. But we've got this nice trough here. That light blue shows up as those cooler temperatures. This is about 18,000 feet up, so that gives enough of that momentum for clouds to grow and continue growing up to form these at least spotty thunderstorms. So it hasn't been a lot of organized moisture yesterday, today, and tomorrow, but there are thunderstorms around, and that is a first step, so that if we have enough chances of storms over several days, most of us hopefully can get wet. So we are going to see these spotty thunderstorms, not just this early this afternoon, but maybe some evening redevelopment. And then tomorrow it looks much more isolated, but there will be a couple of showers or a thunderstorm around again late in the day. And then things quiet down. Wednesday looks just very warm, upper 80s, mostly dry for us. And then just an isolated shower chance Thursday, but overall dry. So if you don't get that rain today or tomorrow, we are looking at a dry stretch of weather heading into the rest of the week, and then gearing up for a nice 4th of July weekend. We need the rain, but it looks dry. Friday, 80, upper 80s Saturday. Again, I think we'll be near 90 Sunday, and it looks like Probably more than 190 heading into next week, our first full week of July, if you can believe it's already here.